Hey, bitches. It's your girl Elle with Rozelle's Creations, and welcome back to my channel. Today, the long-awaited Serape tumbler tutorial. So while I'm getting everything set up here, first I want to thank all of y'all for the likes, subscribes, and shares. It's appreciated more than you guys know. I have been having hell uploading to YouTube, but little at a time, I've been getting it. Everything that I am using will be down below in the description box with a discount code and affiliate link. And I just can't thank you guys enough for the support day in and day out and always showing me love. This one was done in my mentorship group, and the Coffee Talk and More mentorship group opens the 1st through the 7th of each and every month. And the link will be down below in the description box because I'm always getting the questions, so it's linked here as well. So without further ado, let's get into creating this serape that so many of you guys loved and requested. Let's get it. See y'all ready? So we are starting out with a 24-ounce plump from Tipsy Magnolia. This is spray painted with white Rust-Oleum 2 times. I use the matte finish. I did let this dry for 24 hours before going in and doing my serape. And I'm here to tell you that there are so many different ways to do this. This is just the way that I wanted to, and this is my very first try, and I absolutely love the way it came out. Now, we did 2 of these back to back, and on my second serape that I did, I used Adhesive Apothecary's Cauldron Color, which is their 3-in-1 paint, primer, and adhesive. I let that dry for 6 to 8 hours. And then I went in with my alcohol inks to do the serape. So you can prep your tumbler blank using spray paint or Adhesive Apothecary's Cauldron Color. Both work very well. So if you don't feel like spray painting, there's another alternative. I tested it for you. All the alcohol inks that I am using today are from PDB Creative Studio. They are their prismatic alcohol inks. And you are going to see just how highly pigmented these bitches are. A lot of this is going to be sped up, but I'm going to explain kind of my thought process because, like I said, I've seen a lot of different ways to do this, and I just like this way. So let's get it. Finally, I decided to do a rainbow, use all the colors of the rainbow. I poured my alcohol ink into separate containers. I think there's 6 colors, 6 or 7 colors. And then I put 91% alcohol in separate measuring cups. Did I say containers? I said containers. Measuring cups. The alcohol ink are in measuring cups, and then I added 91% alcohol into some separate measuring cups. Good gosh. So here's my thought process, okay? I wanted to use one color, get it real dark, and then use the same color right underneath and get it lighter. As you can see with the purple, the dark purple on the first row, then the light purple on the second row. You can kind of tell with the red and the pink, but I go back and forth, as you can see, lightening and darkening my strips. These brushes are cheap ass brushes from the Walmarts. I got a pack of like 20, and they were in the floral section in the craft department, and these were watercolor brushes. They had a few different packs, but any type of paintbrush will work. I've used multiple different kinds. I even got some pricey ones from Michaels, like level 3 acrylic, level 2 watercolor. It's all in your preference. But as you can see, I used multiple paintbrushes, different sizes, just going back and forth in between all the colors. I would start dipping in alcohol ink for the first row, and then right after I take it off the tumbler, I dip it in the 91% alcohol to get that lighter stripe. This is literally all I did. You have to remember that your tumbler is doing the work. So I have my tumbler turning away from me on a single turner, and I am resting my left hand on the turner and just applying a little bit of pressure with the paintbrush. I noticed if I applied a lot of pressure, my lines would, get wider, or the excess alcohol ink would smear down into the other color. So finding the right pressure is really your preference. But I'm telling y'all, I winged this entire process and I am so glad I did. I have been wanting to try this forever and I just love how it came out. So a little recap. I dip my brush in the alcohol ink. I make a line with that color on the tumbler. Then I dip my brush directly in the 91% alcohol, and you can see I am rubbing it on the paper towel in between. That is just so I don't have so much liquid on my brush. Because it will. Alcohol inks will run into one another and you'll be back and forth forever. I had to do it a few times. And right now it looks really, really uniform. And once I get to the yellow and the orange, you will see that I start actually blending them together instead of having those harsh lines. Like, this was a learning process. I was doing this all live in the mentorship group, completely winging it, and literally did half the tumbler before I was like, wow, this blend looks amazing. I'm going to go back over it and blend it afterwards. And you will see right here, once I hit this with the orange, that is when I realized, like, wow, okay. So like I said, we're learning as we go. I'm going to speed this process up, but I will stop here in a few minutes to let you guys know about my sealing and epoxy process, because I'm going to show that too. See you soon. All right, we are almost done. You're going to see me here just go back in a couple more times on that yellow and that orange to kind of blend it out. But as you can see, from the top to the bottom, I stopped stacking, trying to do the dark stripe and the light stripe, and I just started going with the colors. Like I said, this is my first one. You're going to see two here in a minute when we epoxy. I just started using the colors, stacking them, and trying to blend them in between. This is it after it was done and me letting it dry. I did go back over this the next day. There were a few spots that I didn't like, and with alcohol inks, that's all you have to do is add more ink and go at it again. So I let this dry for 24 hours. I did not seal my inks and I went straight into epoxy. I do not seal my inks. I have, but I choose not to. Letting them sit for 24 hours, I have never had an issue with my ink smearing. For this epoxy, I am using Flynn's Sisters Artist Cure. I mixed up about 40 ml and let them spin out for about 8 hours until they were dry. Your epoxy that you're using, just follow those directions. All epoxies and all environments are different. The one on the left is my first one. The one on the right is my second one. And I love how they both came out. I did do a tooled leather peekaboo, wood grain peekaboo on the one on the right, but you can do anything to these. I left the one on the left as is, and I added some PDB fairy dust in the final coat to give it a gold shimmer. But yeah, I did 2 coats of epoxy, hitting with my propane torch in between. Here they are spinning out after I hit them with the torch. And yeah, I really love how they came out. They will come out different every single time, and you can do so much with them. Here is that tooled leather peekaboo. My templates are down below in the description box, and then we did a purple and pink serape. And like I said, you can do so many color combos, and the point is having fun and trying new things. Like I said, mine look different than the ones I've seen, but I love how they came out. Thanks for watching, bitches.